I love a mixed sauce with shrimp. I mean, it doesn't go wrong either way, right? I've made some pretty cheesy tasting. I love a mixed sauce shrimp. Okay. I mean, it doesn't go.
What?
We're live on YouTube, so I caught that little bit and made a hiccup.
Oh, and then played back.
Hmm. Yeah, that's 7 minutes. So I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Can you give me co-host so I'll be ready?
Yo, yo, yiggity, yo, family and YouTube family.
Hey.
It's good. Oh, let me turn this mic down. Sorry.
How you feeling, bro?
I actually, I it seems like I got 7 hours of rest after watching tons of videos on this special way of processing. And I'm like, oh, it is other people out there like me. And
Oh,
sis, I'm just really recognizing that in this community, I get to make my superpower emerge with that because it was one of the videos, and I'm gonna be brief. One guy was like, I'm gonna explain neurodivergence in 90 seconds. And he's like, now a polar bear is an apex predator in the Arctic, but put it in a desert. Do you say, oh, something's wrong with that polar bear? It's like,
yeah,
you're like, hold up. Is lawful living my Arctic Circle? Let me stop. Like,
it,
is this jurisprudence realm my Arctic? Is this my North Pole? Is that what it is? Because
man.
I like that's where I
Someone already wrote it in the chat before. I'm just gonna echo it.
But
Okay.
what?
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yay! Woo woo! Let's get it.
Like never before.
Exactly.
All right. So go ahead and let our friends-in-law in that are in the room, in the
Word.
waiting room.
Yeah, the second meeting. Oh,
Gratitude.
okay, I see. Okay, cool. Participant. Okay.
Great day and welcome everyone to today's live. Today is Tuesday, the alleged 18th day of the month of August. And we are
Woo!
gathered here today as we have been for over 7 years. Matter of fact, first iteration of Lawful Living began in 2019. It was actually friends-in-law group was September 2018, and Lawful Living, the app, was 2019. So we've been here a while. Some of you have been here the whole time. Shout out to my day ones, but also shout out to the day ones if today is your first day, because every day is somebody's first day. Welcome back, welcome in. Gratitude for being here. If you are joining us on TikTok or YouTube, we're just starting to stream over there. So we're still getting the hang of things. I hope you guys are subscribing, even if it's just to support the channel, hitting certain milestones as far as monetization. So I know some of you guys don't know what that is, and I don't even really know what it is. All I know is that if people like, share, and subscribe
It's
and keep coming
provocative.
back for more, it does something positive for your channel. So we appreciate you guys supporting wherever you are. Let me
Provocative.
unmirror.
Gets the people going. Let me stop.
Okay, because I want you guys to be able to read my shirt. I know some of you guys can read it a little bit easier than others.
I see that. I
Attorneys.
love it.
It said, y'all already see what it says, right? Attorneys Tears Brewing. Always hot and fresh. Okay. I like to wear this shirt to remind people the reason that we're here. I don't know about everybody else or anybody else, but I'm here to beat the bar.
Word.
Okay. And the way to beat the bar, what we've learned in this experience, is to know their rules better than them and to
That's it.
play by their rules better than them. Because who can play by the rules the best wins. The reasons why we're here on Newbie Tuesday every Tuesday, and we talk about the same exact thing without getting bored and without getting tired. is because just as I mentioned that today might be someone's first day experiencing the lawful living experience, community experience, as some of us have started to call because of Hassan, the jurisprudence gym, okay, where you come exercise those principles that you may have only once believed.
Word.
Somebody's first day is now trying to solve some legal concern or issue. And they're being shown that the way to do that, or the best way to do that, or even something to do at all about that, is to do certain things like correcting your status. Someone somewhere is being told that in order to beat a parking ticket, traffic ticket, in order to be to make an objection to the child support or child custody or anything, the way to do that, a way to do that, is by correcting your status. Do y'all know that? It's happening right now as we speak. Probably on some channel I've already been blocked from, or perhaps you've been blocked from. Put a 1 in the chat if you know that's happening right now. Right now, someone is being told in order to remedy some legal woe that the thing to do is to correct their status. And it should start with something about their birth certificate and separating themselves from some sort of straw man. Put a 1 in the chat if you know that that BS is being pumped right now. Welcome in, Ra. Gratitude for the daily heart me. Hey, Jafar. Welcome in, guys. And although some people know that we talk about this all the time on Tuesdays, some people are like, oh, can't we just talk about something else? No, we cannot just talk about something else. Because someone is going to pass through this live and get saved. Okay, someone is going to get rescued from some other
Hallelujah.
room pushing complete nonsense. Look, private.
This is where we cue the organ music. Dun up.
How timely that you also just dropped our Newbie Tuesday guide put together by Linnea out of the kindness of her heart and her belief that people can be reached, people can be touched. Somebody's going to hear the sound of your voice today, something that you shared in the Newbie Tuesday guide, something that you shared on your page, and they'll be like, you know what, maybe I won't authenticate that birth certificate. You know what, maybe I won't try to cash my birth certificate at the Treasury Direct. Maybe someone will channel their desperation to craving learning the rules of court, the rules of motion practice, the rules of discovery, the definitions inside the statute, not in some obscure book from the 1800s. Maybe people won't cite the UCC when they try to beat a traffic ticket. Maybe someone will not be stuck in the administrative procedure loop because they think that because they're communicating by affidavit that they're winning somehow. Y'all know people like that? Anybody know someone like that? Maybe it was you. Do you know that there's some people who think that folks who preach that should be heard? Did you know that people think that people who preach that you need to correct your status to beat a traffic ticket should be allowed up on audible panels so that they can say things like that undisturbed, unmolested?
That's called a punk.
Can someone on TikTok share the Newbie Tuesday guide link? Por favor. Did you guys know that people think that you should be able to come up and tell their audience some stuff about the birth certificate, status correction, authentication? I don't know if it's because the host doesn't care about their audience or if perhaps they're just as gullible as their audience. What do you guys think? Because I tell y'all, if anybody comes up here talking about how they're going to help show the community to put their property in a trust to keep it from getting foreclosed on, keeping from someone from exercising a lien that they believe they have. Welcome in, guys. That's right. Vibes, Veronica, Black's Law Dictionary, or Bouvier's. Y'all heard of that, right? Bouvillon. I'm looking at the Bouvillon.
Yeah, that one's the fancier one.
There are people actually angry that in 1938, the courts were merged for efficacy. There are people trying to fight and resist that. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Invite somebody who's trying to argue with you and convince you that you need to trademark your name in order to start winning cases. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and get your hands up, guys. We can talk about whatever. We'll just make sure that we're addressing that newbie perspective. We want to help you guys develop your ears of discernment. Is that okay? Is it okay? Is it okay, my people? Is it okay to help develop your ears of discernment? Because here's what you're always going to be able to do. You're
Word.
always going to be able to go to the court rules, the rules of procedure, the
Word.
rule of evidence for a particular venue, right? I know what I'm talking about. You'll
Word.
be able to pull up the police handbook. Did you guys know that? You can pull up the police handbook. You can pull up the sheriff's handbook. You can pull up the clerk's handbook. Did y'all know that? Put a 1 in the chat if you're today years old that you learned that you could pull up the job manual for the agency or even specific agents and know when somebody is bullshitting you. For example, about the power of the clerk. They pass on these fables that we can check, but for some reason don't often check. When they go, the clerk is a higher in rank in court than the judge. Anybody ever heard that?
I heard it, but
Yes.
I didn't understand why it mattered.
A certain amount of signatures of clerks will override. Anybody ever heard that? Got people out here hunting down clerks.
Wow.
That's witchcraft.
How about 3 notaries overturn a judge?
Oh, that's what it is. I'm getting my fables mixed up. Sorry.
You getting your fables mixed up? Yeah, it's remember, the wolf does Little Red Riding Hood and the little pigs, but the little pigs don't know Little Red Riding Hood. Let me stop.
I'm getting them mixed up.
It's all good.
3 notaries overriding a judge. Perhaps 3 clerks too. The clerk has the highest station in the you know, and they're holding a massive account in vaults at the court. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I'll call your 3 notaries and a clerk and raise you 3 judges and let me stop. I'm just
Yeah, you got me.
Hey, three judges and a magistrate.
3 judges and a magistrate.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Turn
just
it up.
beat a debt collector yesterday, so I
Do
feel
we
good
need
about
to
that.
fill out 2848s?
Can't remember the last time we even seriously discussed that outside of
Or the taxes
what was that?
if we need more help?
As it is above, so it is below.
Pisces Goddess 888. Definitely you're gonna want to read where your comprehension is in that tax law, or perhaps, yes, book with someone that can help.
So here's an example. I had I don't know if you remember, but I got that trespassing situation in Kern County. Well, I went to the Kern County code and looked up trespassing that they were trying to charge me with. And it literally says that there has to be a posting from an Army or Navy may post at intervals of not more than 1/2 mile around any such area, substantial signs not less than 1 square foot in area, displaying prominently in addition to such other information as may be desired, the words trespassing forbidden by law in legible letters not less than 2 inches in height. So unless that's part of, the property where I wasn't trespassing.
Is that the definition for the section that they are having on their charging instrument?
Yeah.
That's just like the cop trying to give our son a ticket under a code that applies to electric vehicles when he wrote on the ticket, it's a Chevy Blazer.
Wow.
I'm not in the Army or Navy, and I didn't see any Army or Navy trespassing signs. So guess what? I wasn't trespassing.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure that's the section that they're going off of? Because that is hilarious. I mean, I'm not surprised because, of course, they do that type of stuff. In my experience, not just most of the time, but all of the time, guys. All of the time, this is what they're doing.
I think it's interesting because a friend-in-law, maybe it's kind of similar to the spirit of what Sarah just shared. One of our friends-in-law was dealing, I think some time ago, their conveyance got taken or whatever, impounded, then it got sold or whatever, and things of that nature. Now they're offering them the proceeds from the police auction, right?
Wow.
I know, right? Like that's what I'm about to analyze while we're in class. I'm literally about to analyze that to see how I can, sharpen
What in
things
the
up or whatever.
world?
Yeah. So the thing is with it, what I recognized there though was how can all this movement of things and now these people have to suffer what they're suffering. They're just like, oh, okay, well, look, here's this. But what he said was, he was like, bro, they had the wrong VIN number on the paper. Now, since it has been sold, and they're offering the proceeds. My question is that a non-amendable defect? To put the wrong VIN number, then the shit sold. That's non-amendable. That may be a
So did they
Thursday or
sell someone
Friday.
else's car?
Say that again.
Did they sell someone else's car?
Our friend-in-law was probably assisted at one point in time going over it with McGrill, maybe a year ago, whatever. But now that they've, like, look, man, check this out, analyze it, blah, 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 blah. So I'm looking at it, and within, I guess, the last year or so, yeah, their automobile was impounded, and then it got sold in a police auction. And now they sent me the correspondence from the city, right? This is in Nebraska. They sent me the correspondence. They sent me the correspondence, and I'm reading this. And I'm like, so I'm ready to analyze it. And now I'm ready to analyze it. They're just like, yeah, just fill out this W-9 and let us know where we can send you your money. And it's like, what? Hold on, what? That's why I gotta analyze it, because I'm like, hold on, what's happening here? They took your stuff, impounded it, sold it in a police auction, and like, yo, come get your bread? Like, what?
Let's see how they did their procedure.
Yeah,
Well, if
I'm
they
gonna look at
sold
it.
the vehicle for more than what was owed to them, they legally have to refund the owner of the vehicle the overage.
We get that part, but what if you sold something that you weren't supposed to sell?
Because it's the wrong VIN number. That's what I'm saying. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, what?
So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All right.
So, because we know that they're supposed to give the overage, yes, but that is like presuming a legal sale, right? Which presumes
Right.
a legal seizure.
Like
And
in my case, in the instance of cats and dogs, and they're asking for horses and chickens too.
see what that's why I say stuff like that. It's not that they sometimes get it wrong. It seems that they never get it right. So, and this is the type of stuff that will win your case if it can be won. That is the type of stuff to catch them on.
So, the latest and greatest in my case, I just I just noticed that the affiant didn't even sign the search warrant return. It's somebody else's signature completely.
Wow. So it's an affidavit.
Sworn under oath by a judge that apparently swore or watched him, swear to the paper, but yet it's not even his signature. So there's some monkey business going on for
On
sure.
the table. We don't climb on tables. My apologies.
Just seeing if my kids are willing to listen. Today's a listening day. That's why you guys are having a hard day. You know that? You know why you're having a hard day? Huh? Because you go to your mom's and you get to.
Oh, we got a couple of hot mics. Dads are daddying.
Yeah, my
I
bad.
appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. I appreciate
Hey, we
y'all
thank him
daddying.
for it. Okay.
Right.
We got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Dads are daddying. I appreciate that.
Gratitude.
All right. Hey, Zero, welcome in. Naima, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
I wanted to elaborate on
Go ahead.
that paperwork we was looking at yesterday. So the reason why I brought it up,
The what we were looking at?
the response from the lawyer.
Oh, okay. You want to pull it up on your screen?
I actually don't.
Okay.
Because I
Go
don't
ahead
have
and tell your
access to it,
story
but I just
then.
wanted to elaborate. So I did a new matter in April, and that was during conciliation, and the new appearing attorney responded to it. And the Bob was telling me that because I didn't put down they had 20 days to respond, that it was okay for them still to respond. The thing about the notice is they had Rocket Mortgage as accessor by merger, but they never mentioned Federal Home Loan as the holder of the note. They also didn't verify their statement in the documents that they submitted. So I'm about to go head up on them, which was an error on their behalf, because how you going to put in a notice for a response for a new matter and then not verify your statement? Also, you didn't mention the fact that the QWR definitely had something P. Morgan Chase. So that's why I couldn't talk yesterday. So I just wanted to elaborate on that. So they got it all finangled, all mixed up, and I'm about to hit them where their rocks are.
That's what I'm talking about. Attorney's tears brewing right there.
Yeah, every day, all day.
Attorneys are actually here to obfuscate, to commit several logical fallacies. But as a matter of fact, remember, I always used to say they're doing some type of Franken process, a little piece from here and a little piece from there, and because lay people are so busy creating 9(8) trusts with EINs from the IRS and UCC ones, they don't catch those things like what Naima just pointed out. Do y'all see the difference?
Yeah, so that new matter is like new evidence, right? It's like, oh, here's some new evidence, right?
Yeah, I was
So to
asking them
speak.
questions about them, how did Rocket Mortgage become a part of the whole transaction? But they
Right.
left. I also said something about Federal Home Loan Mortgage being a holder, not J.P. Morgan Chase, at the beginning of the transaction. But they never mentioned it, and they didn't verify their statement. So what are we doing here? Like, I guess I'm not supposed to know what's going on, but yeah, it's about to be all brought up on the plate because they're going to eat it.
That sounds like you might want to look into a motion to strike.
And it's told me to do an objection.
Okay.
So I'm objecting to what they put on there. The fact that they didn't verify the statement and they left out some things which, if you want to bring up subject matter jurisdiction, it's not completed because you're leaving out some information that you never brought forward, especially a commencement.
Could you do an objection and a motion to strike? Because usually you can strike anything on the record that's like irrelevant, or they have
It's
like a
a
list of terms, right?
Well, there's an objection, there's a memorandum in support of the objection, and then there's also a strike. So there's all three.
Word. Yes, Nana. Do it to him. Brew them tears, okay?
For real. Why not?
Absolutely. I'm gonna bring it up in class Thursday because I'm filing on Friday. And it was hard for me to even get it because their system is down. So you have to either purchase it or go in the office and get a copy. But I was like, listen,
You
I'm
could
just
do
going.
screenshots.
No, what I'm saying is I couldn't read the docket off of the internet. You had to either purchase it or go into the office and get it.
Wow.
Because their system is down. And I wasn't on edge, but I was anxious to get the paperwork so that I can actually figure out how to respond to it.
Nana, are you starting to have a little bit of fun?
Absolutely,
Sounds like.
absolutely. I couldn't wait. He already got his good faith notice and he didn't respond to it, but I think that's what made him respond to at least one of the paperworks that I put in. But he only responded briefly on one subject, and it's a whole bunch of other subjects that he needs to correspond to. But we're gonna get to that.
So we have the power to have everything that they do not expressly object to be deemed as admitted. I want you guys to write that down. Deem as admitted. Look up the rules. Okay. This is how you use the strength of the attorney against them. What is the strength? Silence. Do y'all know that? The strength, one of the strengths that attorneys practice is silence. Who's aware of that?
Or Houdini.
And what do most newbies do when the attorneys remain silent?
They panic. They start talking too much. They start confessing shit they shouldn't be confessing.
Out. Yeah, they left out something. They need to say too much.
You start going wham, wham, wham. They're ignoring me. Right?
Resend it.
They stutter.
We panic, right? Like Hassan said, we do things because we don't know how to use the silence of the attorneys against the attorneys. Oh, you want to remain silent?
And we don't realize that the silence of the attorney is the attorney's panic.
No way. Oh, yes, that is true. Most times that is true. But also it is a tool that they use to cause panic when they say things, when they respond to our good faith notices and they say, we're going to keep every objection where it belongs in court. That's not where every objection goes. That's not the only place to make objections. That's not the only place I could remind you of your good faith. I don't have to just do it in a motion or notice it to involve the court unless and until I have to, right?
Hey, object early.
Oh.
Oh, one other thing. I was fighting that $47 ticket for them pulling me over, and I had a Zoom hearing last month or early this month or something like that. I just got a failure to repair notice. I was like, what? That's interesting. I wonder what is going to come of this. So they added charges to the ticket, but they gave me a court date in the Zoom hearing for September the 16th. So how did I fail to appear? And I know that information. I just wonder.
Yes. They want you to do some motion practice. One of the things I want you guys to remember is sometimes, even though the situation is handled, and this is why you got to follow up, right? The system is like on autopilot. So if they forget to pull your name out of the sequence, you're gonna get whatever the next follow-up notice is typically. Does that
Like-
make sense?
Like in
Yeah.
Florida.
It's funny because it's like the case with the United States Department of Agriculture against Kurtz, where they were charging him, giving him negative reporting, okay, saying that he owed a balance when the record reflected that it was totally paid off. But for some reason, their system, you guys understand what I'm saying? Still caused a reporting. And it's because they didn't pull his file or data, or whatever you want to call it, out of that automated system. Go ahead, Hassan.
Yeah, their inaccurate reporting, though, by not updating is not the consumer's fault. Did I say that right? I think I said that right.
Yeah.
It's their own fault. And it's funny that I did this on a whim of learning to practice in that manner. And they're making me do a lot more work and learning more things in the process. That's how I see it.
Yes, you get like bonus classes. Bonus education, like extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
You're not the only one that actually got a notice like that. You guys might remember the bail bondman sent one of our friends-in-law a notice saying that the hearing was canceled, so they didn't have to come to court. But then they just got an FTA and the bill, exactly like what Naima said. So when the court hearing was canceled, they didn't pull that file. You guys understand? They didn't.
Forgot to take you off the mailing list.
They forgot to take you out.
Yeah, and then they pile up the judges with a bunch of cases because she strictly said that she had like 150 cases and she took the ones with the lawyers first. So that doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they got to take you out of their queue. So just follow up and see what the issue is. Some of us are getting clerks that are like, oh, I can't explain why this happened. We know because they set the AI in the back on auto and they told the humans in the front, don't touch it. Okay, mind your business in the front. Until one of us got to be like, hey, Go pull that file back there.
You're saying, trust me, trust me, trust me. Well, trust me.
Uh, there's no need to say that. Just do your job.
Word.
All right. So let's take the next question. Oh, I'm seeing you guys in the chat. Yoni, you want to come say what happened at the hearing?
Oh no, that wasn't me, Malika.
Not Yoni. I'm sorry. Snow. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so I went to my sister's hearing with her earlier today. They did end up arresting her. But they did have the bench warrant hearing today. They set the probation hearing for next week. They were explaining that apparently it's supposed to be like 3 weeks out, but because the jail is full, they're trying to like expedite it until next week. They said they're going to have her sit there until next week, until her next hearing and stuff like that. And they said they were impressed by our emotions, because I don't know how my sister told them I don't know if she said that I helped her with her paperwork or something, but they turned around and looked at me and started asking me about the paperwork, about the motions. They said that they were impressed by the motions that we sent in. And then they asked me what I did for a living. They were like, what do you do for a living? And I just said, I'm an entrepreneur, because I'm like, that's none of their business what I do.
What? No, that's not the
Aren't you the
answer.
one they gonna
Hold on,
incriminate?
hold on. When they ask you about the documents, you go, "What documents?" And right, you just play oblivious. But then when they ask you, what do you do for a living? You go, "I inhale and I exhale."
A digital
That's
creator.
always one of my favorite responses. I respire.
Correct.
Respirate.
I just looked at them, but I was just like, I hope they don't say my name, because I know I have my bench warrant and they haven't said anything to me about it. But I was just like, okay. But she did get a little emotional and started saying stuff that she wasn't supposed to be saying. So I kind of think that also went into it. And she kept saying that for the last few days. I know I'm going to jail. I know I'm going to jail. So.
But what did I tell you when we
Yep.
first spoke?
Yep. I kept telling her that too. I kept telling her that.
Obviously, she needed that. She's
Yep.
calling that experience to herself because she needs that.
Yeah, I told her that too. I told her, because at first she said she wasn't going to go. And I said, yes, the hell you are, because I didn't just waste all this time doing all this stuff for you to not go. Because she even called the court telling them she wasn't coming in. And then when we got into the courtroom, the judge was like, well, I thought you weren't coming. Yeah. I was just like, and so I called her and I was like, yeah, no, you're going, because I'm not about to just do all this paperwork for you to not go. I understand you don't want to go to jail, but obviously
she wants to go though. She's just saying with her mouth that she does want to go.
Yep, I kept telling her that. But they were just like explaining everything to me, and I was just like, well, this is interesting, because I can see how it really is a game now. And most of the people that were in there were just sitting there on their cell phones. They weren't even really paying attention.
Most of the
That's why
people
most
were
of them are
in.
going
So
to get their ass handed to them.
Well, hold up. I want to make sure I heard what you just said.
Like the officer was on the phone, and the other people that were sitting around, they were like all on their phones. A lot of them weren't even really paying attention, which is actually funny, because the officer that's in there, he's one of the ones that worked at the police station that I did my tort claim against, and all of them quit. So now he's working for the police station, and he knows. Went to school with him in 6th grade, and I go to the gym and I see. And he has actually made comments at nighttime that the reason why he quit the other police station is because of the fact that they had tort claims out against them.
The recording stopped.
Oh yeah, they don't let that smoke.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm glad this is being recorded on YouTube. Did you guys just hear what she said, or were you too busy distracted by something that doesn't matter?
I heard what she said. Get him.
Nervous to go in there, because I know for myself, but after they started talking and I was listening, I was like, there's really nothing to be afraid of.
Because they don't know, Snow. They don't know. Do you know why they're really impressed by the motions? Because they've never written anything like that before in their life. That's
Who exactly was saying that they were impressed by the motion?
The judge, and because they ended up bringing in an appointment of counsel for my sister, they ended up bringing somebody in, and both the judge and the attorney were talking to me, asking me about the paperwork, and I was just like, I don't know. I literally just said I looked it up online. That's all I said. I said I did my research and I looked it up online.
Have you?
That's all it is. It's the court rules that are already published. It's the
Word.
rules of procedures that are already published. It's the
Word.
rules of evidence that are already published. It's the rules of constructions that are already published. It's the definitions that are in the statutes that are already published.
Word and word.
But because they ended up doing a recess, and when they went to do the recess, the attorney kept turning around asking me questions. Like he's like, "I'm really impressed with this. I'm really impressed that you are able to help her."
Don't try to kiss my ass, fool.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
But you can kiss my ass.
No, but what they're trying to, what that is listen, they're trying to get you to say a combination of words that can be used against you in a claim for unauthorized practice of law. Therefore, what you are recognizing about yourself is being a silent lay assistant is where it's at, because not only can it help a pro se litigant, but it can also brief counsel where they'll be impressed.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed.
Now tell him to go put that in his bot and smoke it.
I was just like, I didn't tell them that I'm in a group or anything. I was just like, I just did my research. That's it.
I would have still been like, that's what I would have told him.
Yes. But I also think they are impressed. We've gotten that before from way back in the day with the traffic stuff. We've had attorneys in court that after they lose to our friends-in-law in New York, they're like, this is good stuff. Yeah, bitch, I know.
Word. Put that in your bot and keystroke it. No? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But you guys heard what she said about people quitting their jobs? Why were they quitting their jobs again?
Because I filed a tort claim, and now the officer works at Walmart. Or actually, the chief of police works at Walmart now because he's the head of security. But every time I go to Walmart now, because I do spark orders here and there, every time I go in there, I see him and he looks at me. He turns a completely other direction.
He top flight security of the world, Craig. Let me stop.
Why is lawful living the only community talking about tort claims? And nobody ever asked themselves that?
I got denied the tort claim, and he's still afraid of me, and which is funny because I haven't even filed that yet into my case. But I just think it's hilarious.
Talking about it at other places and other ways, they just don't know how to go about it like we do.
But where did we? It's not like we didn't invent it though. We didn't invent tort claims over here.
It's just like knowing the police can write a ticket, but you don't know what their policy is really enforcing. So if you don't know what their policy enforcement, you want to set whatever is given on the front end. You got to check the back end too.
Got to check the back end. How about the back end of the Treasury Direct?
Stop it. Really, that's how you open it, Malika? Accounts. That's how you open it again, Malika? Open it again? Yo, that's how we always have to gesture getting into the Treasury Direct account from here on out.
That's right.
Just like that. Exactly. That's the universal sign language now for getting into the Treasury Direct account.
I'm sorry I'm ruining it for everybody.
Oh my God. That was hilarious.
Guys, there are people that call themselves one stupid F. And you know what? They absolutely are. And people still follow them and they're nonsense.
I ain't gonna lie, I did at one point, but I know exactly where you're getting with that.
But look at what they're calling themselves. Pickles.
But they are.
They're calling themselves one stupid F, and people are still like opening their mouth and letting what they say fall into it.
Though I don't subscribe, I respect the full disclosure by way of handle, right? Isn't that what it's called? A social media handle?
Yeah.
That's full disclosure.
People are eating it up.
What's crazy about that is that people have filed their status correction claiming him as their king.
No way.
Oh no.
No,
Kingfish.
if that ain't a comedy show.
What's their nation called again? I forget. He's got a whole his own nation. People have filed status corrections naming him
as their king? Are men doing this?
Mostly
are
men.
men doing this?
It's mostly men.
I think it's mostly men, yes. Trying to think of the
You know, we call that
trying to
where
think
we're
of the name.
from.
Is that an
Yeah, he
industry
has his
food
own
truck?
sovereign nation, like in Palm Springs.
Anti-man.
It's ridiculous.
Is that a industry food truck? Like, what's going on here?
Male bonding.
It's along those lines.
You have another man as your king, so your poor wife. Your wife belonged to him then? Your wife is his concubine? Just trying to figure out how this stuff
It
working.
sounds more like the men
I
belong
don't
to him.
think there are
Practical
wives.
thinking.
Oh, they don't have a wife, so he's their wife?
It's kind of like a sausage fest over there.
Oh
I
my
actually popped into his Facebook, the Facebook group the other day because it's been a while since I seen it, and the first thing I said, I just said it's been a while since I've been here, but does anybody got any receipts to show? There was one comment where somebody got it like debt discharge or something like that or something
Yeah,
like that.
they lie. They
Yeah.
lie. As soon as they say debt discharge, they are lying.
Cricket.
More to come, says Vienna sausage.
I was on it when he was trying to get the cars. You get the cars free off of some type of transcript or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that was
And
Yeah,
who
interesting.
got
he
a
had a bunch of
receipt?
people going getting cars, not paying for them, and then coming back and getting them all repoed.
His nation is like
I wouldn't go at night.
Kazakhstan or something like that.
His Majestan?
It's something like Kazakhstan.
I like his
No,
Majestan.
Yeah.
that's a real micronation. The one you're
No.
thinking of.
His
I'm trying to think of it.
Majestan
It's
is
a real
nowhere.
micronation.
Well, he's a member of that nation.
That non-existent nation?
Slowjamistan is what it's called, and it's kind of done on a joke, but and the guy that does it,
Slowjamistan, yep.
yeah, Slowjamistan, and the guy that founded all that stuff, like he openly, kind of mocks himself in a way. I mean, at least that's the way I took it.
He dresses ridiculous. He
Yeah,
talks
he did it
ridiculous.
as pure comedy, I think.
Yeah,
They're making
he's
fun
not
of
he's not
people.
really in the sovereignty space. He more owns his big piece of land like out in the Midwest somewhere.
No, it's here in
And
California. Down by Palm Springs.
California. Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's a thing,
yeah,
but
it's
pretty
a
good.
joke, but it's not at the same time.
I think that's the best way to describe it. It's a real thing, but it's not useful. It doesn't have any applications. So why waste your time with it?
It goes nowhere fast.
Right.
You
Exactly.
imagine going to court and saying they have no jurisdiction because you're a member of Slowjamistan?
You got to see their outfits. I mean, their outfits are on point.
I like his Majestan though. I might start a nation. Her
Maybe
Majestan.
that little bitty piece of land.
How y'all like that?
Yeah,
I already got the piece of land. Y'all want to join Her Majestan?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh, hell, Malika.
Her Majestan.
Y'all are hilarious.
Thank you for that, guys. This is exactly why we need to. Yes, Her Majestan. Right there you go. Look, don't even blow the whistle.
Who is the most lawful in all the land? Her
That's right.
Majestan.
Who is the most lawful of all the land? Her Majestan.
Jesus Christ.
It could be a thing. You know what's funny about Queen Malika? Like, that's already the meaning of my name. So it's like ATM machine. Just so you guys know. In India, it's also the name of a mango and a flower.
What, Malika?
There's a
Okay,
Malika
gotcha. Yeah,
mango variety.
Gotcha.
I've already gotten it and grew some and killed it. So I was like, oh, you have a Malika? That's awesome. So for those who are joining us on TikTok, I just want to let you guys know that above my head is where you can explore our courses. Just want to let you guys know that our courses page for some reason was hidden on the website. So let me take you guys to it. Let me see if I can find it. So when you are here on the Lawful Living website, you can go to, no, wait, you can go to enroll. Trying to remember the directions Adam told me. So if you scan the QR code here above my head, it'll take you to the same page I'm showing you guys on Zoom and on YouTube. We also wanted to make it easy for you guys to view the all access pass, because here you can only select one class at a time. So if you find yourself wanting 3 or more classes, I highly recommend to just go to either the top or the bottom and select the all access pass. Also, even if you were on the all access before the previous version, when it comes time to renew, I highly recommend again going here to the all access pass and upgrading to either the monthly or the one-time access, the once a year, by just coming and clicking right here. And again, you can check out all the different classes that we have available. And we have one of our affiliates that is pinning their, okay, yes, that's a Psalms link right there to the all access pass he pinned here on TikTok, if you guys want to check it out. All right, so Josette, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Hi. So today I got a little shocker. A year and a half or so ago, I was arrested with a suspended license, and I found out just recently about the restricted strip search. And so I did a records request because of them strip searching me for a suspended license, which is restricted in Tennessee. I don't know if it's anywhere else. So I pulled my records, and I just found out today that on the booking report where it said gang involved, they said yes. And gang name was Sovereign Citizen on my booking report. And I I I don't know how, I don't even know what to say about that. I just am so shocked that
And
they,
you're learning this today when you
yes.
pulled the file?
Yes. Well, let me tell you, because when I went and requested, I actually went to the sheriff's office and requested this booking report, the same exact one. It doesn't tell you all of this stuff. I didn't get this information until I actually did a records request. Now I'm seeing what they were seeing. They did not give me what they were seeing. They gave me something a little bit different. And so, yeah, I'm just finding that out today. I wasn't charged with that. I was just charged with a suspended license. And the only reason I did the
Well, you
records
were treated, even though you weren't charged with gang activity, they used that to justify treating you as if you were involved in gang activity, which is what justifies the strip search.
well, they don't, I looked at all the records. Nothing says that they suspected weapons, drugs, or they even said for drugs, they said no. But
Yeah, but gang activity, they said yes.
Yes,
Does
that's
the
true.
statute for gang activity allow strip searching? Did they abuse process to allow a strip search by checking off that box without probable cause?
They definitely didn't have probable cause, but that's an interesting, I didn't think of that.
Well, the record has to reflect, and you have the records now.
Right.
I wonder if my shirt would be gang attire.
Say that again.
God bless America tattoo.
I wonder if my "Has your sheriff read the Constitution" shirt, would that be gang attire?
I don't
Right.
know. We're just a cult over here, not necessarily a gang.
All I did was ask the cop for his oath, if he had an oath. That was
Yeah,
it.
why are you saying that's all you did? How would that even be relevant to any of the charges? You're saying that's it, but that's what gets the label.
Right, I get that.
That is exactly it. How that, because that's irrelevant to anything that's happening that day. Remember, since they're acting in a position that takes an oath, when they show up to work that day, it is presumed they're under their oath. You don't have to confirm it because they have no
Right.
other choice. They're wearing that uniform. It's like when people say you go to the court and you appoint the judge, the trustee. Anybody ever heard that?
Yes.
Anybody ever heard that nonsense? Anybody else? Put trustee in the chat here on TikTok or on YouTube if you've ever heard somebody say, go to court and declare or appoint the judge as the trustee. You ask the judge, are they acting under their oath today? That's sovereign citizen bullshit right there. Because when the judge shows up to work, do you understand? The act of showing up to work as a public servant, okay? You are absolutely the trustee. Nobody has to come to court to appoint you. You came to work today to act in the position of. And if you are acting, you are the trustee. So coming to court and saying you're appointing the judge or trustee, that will absolutely get you casted as a sovereign citizen. Why would you come to court to say those things? Public service is a public trust. The attorneys and the judges, they're all considered officers of the court operating the public trust. They are automatically the trustee. So to come to court and say, they're your trustee, you're my trustee now. They're like, that's why you get psyche valves. And unfortunately, the other sovereign citizens be patting each other on the back when that stupid shit happens. Oh, yeah, that's when you know you really got them. Y'all ever heard that? You pointed out, you brought it forward that they were the trustee and they got mad. And that's why they ruled. No, that's not why they ruled against you. They ruled against you because you're talking sovereign citizen BS. Why? I mean, I'm wearing my uniform. Obviously, I'm under oath. That is the point of me being in uniform. I'm acting, operating, all that. The public trust. That is not the way to win your case, whether or not you confirm the officer or the judge or anybody else was acting under their oath. It is a presumption that they are, just from the fact that they came to work today wearing the uniform that fully engages them acting under their oath since they are in their office of person.
Remember the video where the judge talks about, I wouldn't have got out of bed, I wouldn't have even showed up.
Yes. If you really felt those things. If you really believe those things are true.
Well, since I'm just now finding this out and it's almost, it's pushing almost 2 years now, is there even a chance of being able to do anything about it?
Maybe you might want to look up whether it could be considered newly discovered evidence.
Okay.
So look into it. Because if that's in a file that even if it's just other agents can see, might that be a form of slander or
Well, they should have given it to her during
defamation of
discovery.
character? Say that again, Sarah.
They should have given it to her during discovery. Like, she has the right to see all the evidence against her and all the evidence for her.
Did you ask for discovery?
I did not.
See? Ask for discovery instead of asking for the oath of office. So you guys all understand what I'm saying? Does everybody get me?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Ask for discovery instead of asking for oaths of office. You're still asking, as king if you want, okay? But make sure it's the right thing and not irrelevant things.
I just got the worst troublemaking idea ever. So you guys don't do this when I say it, but it's so funny because of Malika saying discovery, and then you get pulled over by policy enforcers or whatever. Like, well, what's your name? Or you get encountered, you're like, what's your name? You just be like, well, my last name is Columbus. First name Christopher.
Just discovered this bitch.
And I'm doing discoveries all day, every day.
I just discovered this bitch. What? Be
Who
Christopher
remembers
Columbus.
Discovery Zone from when we were as kids?
You're dating yourself, Sarah. It's okay. It's fine.
Hey, I'm
We were
all
born
about
in
it.
the
I was a
80s.
90s baby, born in the 80s at the
I
end.
know, right? I know, right?
That was the best era ever.
Nisi says, what I've learned is that it's hard to unlearn. Hopefully it's not hard to unlearn when we're applying, reason, logic, and a little bit of comedy. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Reason, logic, a little bit of humor.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing ever.
You know what that says to me though, and I'm open for correction if someone hears different. But when I hear it's hard to unlearn, my ears hear, and again, I have a unique way of processing, y'all, so please bear with me. But my ears hear, I have nothing else to grab onto to be secure in except this that I've already held onto and secured in, and I'm finding out it's not worth it. How do I feel good about myself? How do I feel grown again? How do I feel accomplished? You know what I mean? And I think it's like that's what's happening. And it's like, well, it's easy if you just go, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. Cool, now I know this. Cool, let me just discard that and just hold on to this. But I guess also, what if you were the one who was trying to tell your family the perspective and you was going hard, you're holding family meetings, and now you come to lawful living, and now you got to tell your whole family who you finally convinced, like, oh, you know what, y'all, hold on, we got to switch it up a little. And that's probably another reason why you could be kicking yourself. I get it. I know all the possibilities of wanting to tell it on a mountain. But I do think that when it's like, what's hard is unlearning and relearning because you want to tell it on the mountain. And you're like, oh, hold on, okay.
When you had all that conviction for it.
Exactly.
Some of us, and I'm sure everybody here can relate to at least one of those scenarios that Hassan said. I'm sure everybody, because I know I can.
Word.
One of those scenarios.
Definitely.
We can say
it's actually a part of like mind control or like brainwashing somebody. You have to like dissolve some like deeply held belief, something that they have like conviction for, and you have to dissolve that and then and then give them another option that essentially they experience that newfound information or that new idea or whatever as sort of like a spiritual level or like a discovery, like like Hassan had mentioned, like you made this grand discovery that it has a lot bigger impact on your mind, and it's really hard to just steer away from that, because it's something you like adopt, if that makes sense.
So when it comes to ideas, especially these ideas that we didn't create them, we didn't, why do we hold on to them as part of who we are as opposed to just a concept that we may embrace at this time based on our current level of consciousness and comprehension, so that when you might attain a different perspective, you can just let it go, because it is not who you are. It is just a part of your current or former consciousness. Why do we feel like if I let go of whatever this thing is, it's like I'm letting go of who I am instead of just something I comprehend.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes,
'cause
Truth
that's
Angel.
literally like the this recipe for like cult, how to brainwash or cult mentality. That's one of the elements of doing it.
My vote matters. Yes. Yes. That is definitely one of those concepts that people self-identify with and feel like they are that party. So people be like, I'm a demon rat. I'm a Republican. They identify as not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a
Vaccinated.
concept that I align with at this time, a concept that I could also let go of without feeling like I lost myself or I don't know who I am anymore because I've let go of the concept that my vote counts and I am of this party. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's just like picking a team. And when you're watching sports, for example, even if you're wearing the jersey, do you realize that you are not actually part of that professional team? Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And even if you were, like, think about it as if you were a player on one of the teams. Anybody ever heard of trades? Team trade? So let's say you were on one team, you were on the Giants, and then you went to the Bears, and now you're on the Bears, you're playing the Giants. Do you not know? Are you not able to like not help the Bears beat the Giants because you're not on that team anymore? You'll ever think about how that works with the players that swap sides?
Gotcha.
Y'all never think of that?
Word.
People be like, hey, as long as I'm a footballer or I'm a sports baller, I'll throw the ball for anybody, right?
Right.
Sometimes I'm on the side of the Giants and I get traded in a couple of years. Maybe I'm on the other side with the Bengals or whatever. And if the Bengals are playing your former team, are you confused? Who would be confused? Because some of us, that's how we act. We would be
It's all
confused.
confusion because it's once people really when you hit that point where you really know thyself, you uh, you let go of all those identities because you realize that they're not you. And so most people who actually subscribe to those things are generally not really very in tune or they don't really.
You got to speak up, Jake. You
Oh,
sounded
sorry.
really low.
They don't really know. Those kind of people don't really. They don't know thyself really that well, and that's why they identify with those things because they don't really have a lot of self awareness or whatever of who they are, true self.
You know,
Well, what
what's
I
funny
said,
about
I
that?
don't know if you heard, but I was just saying that it basically, when you reach a point where you awaken to your true self, and you get to know your true self that's within you, you don't that's when you like I don't I'm not a Republican or Democrat or pretty much all those labels they're just they're not anything that you really recognize as a part of you anymore.
Because those things are typically attempting to express principles more than just a label, right?
Yeah.
We like, as people, we like to categorize stuff.
Right.
So we put labels on things. But typically those labels are attempting to express principles. Would we all agree?
Definitely. Like vaccinated, like the people put, I'm vaccinated. It's like, which one? I mean, it's not even like there's like, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like they just think of it. It means they're trying to tell everybody that they subscribe to the whole, you know, to the whole.
Is it just me or does Jake sound like he's whispering?
Sorry.
So you don't have to stop talking, Jake. You just gotta, and I don't want to rush your speech.
No, I was just saying that basically, it's all about the what you say was that there's all these I can't remember what you said, but basically like it's not just what is it like saying I'm vaccinated. They're really actually trying to say that they have this certain belief, in this certain um, or a political
The principles.
principles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. It's not really about what necessarily whatever that they're using as as the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
So
it's called virtue signaling.
Yeah. There you go. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
That's the
Sometimes
word.
there's some of that. There's some of that, especially when you're trying to, tie it to your identity. You know, it's like I'm a good person, right?
Right.
When you hear
Right.
I'm vaccinated, I'm clean, right? I follow the rules, maybe. Yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
good person. Yes.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh
some of the
yeah.
so those are some of the principles that we're attempting to express.
If I may, what's interesting, I briefly got invited to a panel that was talking about a particular case that people, are just going in on near Texas, right? Popular high school situation, right? And what was interesting is, as much as they were talking about, oh, there's going to be a new hearing, or they're rescheduling another hearing or something like that, some hearing, right, with the, Carmelo situation. And as I'm listening, what I recognized is, by us spending a lot of time in the law library, and I mean a lot, right, Malika? Uh, um, it's so easy to hear opinion about a legal issue that when invited to a panel and you go, well, I get what people morally are saying is right and wrong. However, with whatever you're asserting, you must have your what? Admissible evidence behind it backing you. It's not just what you feel or what you think should be colloquially accepted or what should happen, right? And no matter how much I put that out in the forefront, it was almost as if I offended that particular community,
Yes.
because they were more into expressing how they can keep hitting the pressure relief valve of their opinions instead of looking at how civil form works according to the rules.
Right. So they can
And
actually
that
get
is
the
a
relief they're seeking instead of a echo chamber of good feels.
and that is, I think, a part of that whole, okay, since I have a strong opinion, that means I can pick a wing on the bird to be a part of.
But I think a lot of people want to prove that they're the hill they want to die on is relevant to
Right. Well, yeah, that
their
too.
remedy.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know? So if they, for example, are explaining, and this is what I understood from what you said, they're explaining about the ethical issue, right?
Mhm.
The ethics. I've had that conversation a lot. Okay.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but we know that ethics has nothing, it doesn't hold in this space unless you're talking about doing a judicial disability complaint by showing how the code of judicial conduct, you know what I mean, was violated by some
But
judge doing, you know what I mean?
also, and here's where some of them I think are coming from.
Okay.
There are corporate cases where, let's say, the CEO or CFO or somebody like the lady stealing the penny thing, right?
Yeah.
That was a plausible part because I think of who reported them, wasn't it? It was somebody who reported them for an ethics violation.
Yeah,
And
something like
then
that. Yeah,
the
exactly.
criminal part of it was prosecuted by the state.
Got you. Yeah.
I think that's where some of them are going, because there is case law, if you will, that's something that started with a whistleblower, let's say, right? Somebody reporting that there was something unethical done that also gave rise to criminal charges because of what was found after the investigation.
Right.
So because it started with highlighting some ethical thing, a lot of people think that that's like what was absolutely relevant to the court, like the criminal side of it, right? Finding white collar crime and things like that.
Correct.
But in most of our cases, like you just said, the only time, or not the only time, but one of the only times that ethics stuff comes into play is if you're doing that judicial reporting, or perhaps if you're doing similar type of reporting on the attorney, right? The rules of professional conduct, because that is more of a ethics and canons, if you will.
Right.
But that depends on the facts of the circumstances and the other party involved in whatever type of petition you're doing, not just ethics in general being on the forefront, you know?
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the political partiers I haven't found could have a sincere civics conversation without weaving in their political belief.
I think it's because they don't appreciate that the Constitution that they all want to be the end all be all is more fully fleshed out in the statutes that they want to ignore. And the facts or how the law has applied in certain cases, aka stare decisis, shows how the principles are expressed in court, and that makes them upset. They just want to keep pointing to the Constitution itself and being like, or even saying things like the federal Constitution trumps the state.
They just
That's
want
a
to
red
apply it where
flag.
it can support their talking points of that party.
But saying that is a red flag, because the state has its own jurisdiction and concurrent jurisdiction with many things that are in the federal, and then the federal has their own exclusive jurisdiction as well. So it still goes back to the facts and elements of your case is what's going to determine, not just your feelings about the Constitution and what role it actually plays. Does that make sense? You have to go to the elements and the facts of your case to dictate what level of court either has concurrent or exclusive jurisdiction over the matter based on the facts alone. Does everybody get that?
Word.
Any questions about that?
I kind of got one because it kind of mixes with the two. As you know, I have a deep disdain for the administrative state. But so let's say it's lower court, like traffic court, right? And the statutes or the legislature never define quasi judicial or quasi criminal, but yet we're still playing by the rules of court in that venue, if that makes sense. But it was never defined by the legislature, and there's also a separation of powers issue.
So perhaps if you were to bring a declaratory action, then you might argue those things, but that's probably not going to be the argument in traffic court.
I agree. It's just it just crosses both boundaries when it comes to statutorily and constitutionally. So,
and of course, I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah.
However, a lot of newbies are going to argue that point, and it's like, okay, it's not that it doesn't have its place to be argued, and perhaps you should pursue that when you do get a traffic ticket, just like many of us file tort claims when getting a traffic ticket, right? Many of us spot negligence or negligent discharge of duties, and that's the reason and the basis of the tort claim, right? That's a separate thing still from handling the traffic ticket.
Right? Yes, absolutely it is. And
we're doing both basically at the same time, because we can still say, hey, whatever we want to challenge about the ticket, about the fact that bringing it under the wrong section of charging, like they did with our son, using a section for electric vehicles, but writing on the ticket that it's a Chevy Blazer. Okay, that's a non-amendable defect.
Absolutely. For me, I got 15 of them, so I'm attacking it a little differently. Like it's more along the lines of, since after the tort claim that it was transferred. So do they have a proper transfer agreement? Do they have territorial jurisdiction?
Mm-hmm.
And it was transferred back and forth multiple times. So now they got to, so all 15 or however many cases they transferred, now they got to prove the whole record of the transfer, which prosecutor, who had the duty to do each thing. But it's also, I bring that all up because it's a pet peeve of mine, especially in New Jersey. It's most states you got to sign the traffic ticket. So let's say in New Jersey, it's a uniform traffic ticket. So therefore, the cop on the side of the road is also playing prosecutor as well, because the prosecutor is not verifying the charges. So it's deep disdain that I work through.
Bring it up every time.
I work through every day.
Bring it up every time as a procedural error, right? Right?
Correct.
Bring it up every time. Procedural error, missing elements. Bring it up every time. Every
Absolutely.
time. If that is that what assists gets the case dismissed every time, do it every time until they change that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage of that loophole, right? Use it to your benefit. It's just like when, again, I told y'all the story already. They had that 45-day mandatory dismissal of a case that was not prosecuted in 45 days from the date of the ticket. I didn't want to be like, hey guys, this is not enough time. I wanted to take it. Oh, y'all only have 45 days. If they didn't do something in day 44, we're typing up that day 45 mandatory dismissal notice. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all hear what I'm saying?
That's funny, because every single time I've ever tried to challenge a traffic case and I've won, I've always drug them out as far as I could. I would, I wouldn't.
Day 44, you only
I
got
wouldn't let 'em
45
know that
days,
I was
bitch.
gonna challenge
Let me
it,
wake up in the morning and you didn't file something at 5 o'clock, by 5 o'clock that day. It's just a send, and you just put the code on there, mandatory dismissal. That's how you beat them on procedure, Tice. If procedure requires that there is a separation of powers, okay, and that the officer can't be the witness and the
process server,
the complainant and the process server, if that's actually an issue in spelled out, bring it in front of them every single time.
Oh, absolutely. From what I found is that it's not, and that's to my point of, they get around that by declaring it quasi criminal or quasi judicial.
Up to which there's no explanation or definition in the
exactly.
statute.
It's
right.
judge made.
So that makes it void for
vagueness.
And the best part about it too is that again, when you talk about earlier reading their books, reading the commissioner's reports and clerk's duties and all that. So then you go into the municipalities and you start getting the meeting minutes and see which prosecutors they actually appointed, which is why I'm using the rules of the court to pin down exactly who the prosecutor is on record, because I know they kicked the former prosecutor out, and this current prosecutor was also the director of law, which in the original in one of the original tickets, who signed off on the parking violation. So therefore he also has he also has an interest in the matter. And he's the mayor of another township who receives county money, who splits all the tickets. But I'll get there if I need to. But right now I'm going to try to kill it up front.
Come on. Non-amendable defects, conflicts of interest. Come on.
I heard a peppermint. I heard a spearmint, but what was that kind of mint that Tyson was just talking about? Embezzlement. That's what I think I just heard him talking about there. That's a different kind of breath freshener, huh? Jesus Christ.
Tice, you sound like Nana right now. Are you starting to have a little bit of fun?
Oh, I'm having fun, but this I'm kind of playing around with, and even with the child support stuff is like, I'm kind of playing with my food, but I'm not, because
you know, it still sucks. Like, you know, I called last night and they still they're going to take my tax return, all that stuff, which I'm expecting a large amount back. But, you know, I could simply just kill it by producing
just make sure
my records.
if you have your records that show that it was overturned or whatever, just make sure you send that in as the proof to whoever is still doing the garnishing or the withholding. Their system may not have caught up yet, so you're just making sure that they're aware, because sometimes the wheels of justice might grind a little slow.
Because
So
the harm is where they fail to take the opportunity to cure, right? So if he
well, absolutely.
provides
So
that,
I mean,
and they just choose not to, then it's gonna strengthen your case.
they might just not have gotten notice, and since it
Right.
is in your best interest, make sure that they have the notice.
well, that's the thing, right? They want me to provide all my records, right? So, but they're the ones bringing the claim. So I can easily just provide my records. I know that. But it's also so long story short is when they filed for child support years after the divorce, that got administratively dismissed, but that's still when they started enforcing. So I'm kind of preserving the record for what the next step is. I can easily just provide all the payments that I made
But
the
you can
child support.
also do a declaratory judgment to get it clarified.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to look up something. I think it might have been in Cassie's case against Diddy, where she did a follow-up declaratory judgment after getting her judgment to have it clarified that she will continue to get her payments regardless of what happens with any of the other cases that come after. So people are using declaratory judgment, okay? So if it is possible, if it's in your venue for you to do a declaratory judgment to get it declared that any taking based on that order, that it either doesn't exist or is insufficient to support the taking, is obviously void, and they need to give you your money.
Oh, absolutely. And then the thing is too is like, if they're going off the divorce decree, which then they try to fall back on, and what to establish the arrears, it was actually my ex-wife that it's in the court order that she was the one supposed to be supplying
All I'm saying is
probation.
all of that needs to go on into an action. You feel me?
It is. I'm trying to kill it or build the record, let's say administratively, and now I'm getting into it's basically running the course on that.
Build the record by doing the record request, like what Josette just talked about. Okay. You know what I mean? Let's get it. You're doing great, Tice.
So, shout out to all the state remedy warriors.
Yes. Are you using your state remedy for this, Tice?
You know I am. Oh,
so I meant to ask that of Nana too. Nana, are you using the state remedy Hassan built for you?
Of course, I'm using that all the time, every day, all day.
That's too hot.
I am just so amazed at the confidence that I hear when you guys speak now, that you have that tool that Hassan assisted you guys in building. I just love it. I hope you guys are enjoying the feeling of it. And that's one of the reasons that I asked the both of you whether you're starting to have some fun right now.
Word.
The thing is, what's fun is even though I'm always on defense, it doesn't ever feel like that.
It don't have to. It don't feel like defense when you're the ones being the movement, right?
Correct.
Being the movement is the one filing the motions, moving the court, setting the hearings. You can be the movement in court, whether you're the plaintiff or the defendant. To all my new folks, you're not at a disadvantage just because they named you as a defendant. It's like when you're playing chess, somebody has to play one side of the board and the other person by default plays the other side of the board. It's not a disadvantage necessarily to be on one side or the other. It's only a disadvantage when you're trying to play against anybody here in the jurisprudence gym at lawful living. That's the only time that you should be nervous about being on the other side, regardless of what side we are playing. Does that make sense to everybody here? Anybody got any objections to that? That's right. That's right, Rosie. Okay. So, Heidi, go ahead with your question, comment, emotional outburst. I'm reminding all my new folks, if I'm here on TikTok, on YouTube, on Zoom, if you guys have a question, type it in the chat. Hopefully, one of my admins or moderators will see it and we'll make sure. That's right, Goat. Belt to ass all the time, regardless of what side we're playing on. Okay, go ahead, Heidi.
Okay, so yeah, I apologize if it's not a newbie question, but in some ways it is. So let me know if you want me to pull it to a different day. I'm discussing the thing that happened with the woman living in my home. It's gotten completely out of control. I've been arrested 3 times. I tried to get her out. She has big men living there. It's just a very impossible situation. And I decided to go through the court. And the first time I did the service wrong. Now the second time I'm going back and they're telling me I'm doing the service wrong again. And I am trying to figure out, she has had me arrested, has an order of protection against me, I have a criminal case against me. She's talking about having a new HPD case. I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed and I don't know what to do anymore about this. I know that, originally we were talking about how her contract was breached. And I do have a Supreme Court case going on that I have to follow through with also. It's going to be a declaratory judgment, breach of contract, but that takes a while. So I don't know if there's any other guidance that I can get on this issue, but it's seriously affecting my life right now.
I'm sorry to hear that, Heidi.
Thank you. I know that maybe nobody has answers, but I'm just.
It seems like from what you said, it's something that's just going to take time to work itself out. If you already got a Supreme Court case going, you said?
Yep. And I have a holdover case, but now it looks like something was wrong with the service. And I guess what I'm looking for is like, in these lower courts, how do you plead equity? Because it's substance over form. I mean, form.
When you're saying something is wrong with the service, don't you have the rules that say how to serve her?
Well, it's not a rule thing. It's a very particular little detailed nitty gritty thing, the package that they give you that I had done, but I substituted some of my own type of service for one of their packets. And they're saying to me that was not complete service as a result. So I'm trying to figure out how to, like write an affidavit or
I don't understand what you're saying. Service has rules.
Right. And the rules
and those
are
wait. Those rules include that a party to the case cannot serve the other party.
Right. That's not what it is. That's not what it's about.
Okay.
It's about
So
what
have you hired a process server or tried to find an uninvolved party according to the rules?
No, I've done all that, Malika. What I'm saying is there's one thing that they're saying was not included in that service. Like specifically, there's a 60-day notice that you're supposed to say, but I have the right thing that says I advise them of termination of occupancy, but I didn't somehow serve that. There's 2 sections to that service, and I didn't show that I served one. But I served the other, but they all went together and she got it and she's saying she didn't get it. She's a liar. She's a complete liar. So I'm going to try to do an affidavit, I think, just showing like this is what I did and this is what it is. So it's not like there's specific rules. You just have to do all these things that are in this packet that they give you. And it's not a specific way to serve. It's like a bunch of stuff you have to serve. So anyway.
But that would still be part of the rules, it sounds like.
Yeah, good cause eviction law you need to do. There's all these new laws in New York City where tenants are basically coddled no matter what. And landlords, if they don't, which I'm not, but of course I have to be under that title working in these courts. And landlords, they, if you don't do it exactly right, they get to stay and stay. So she's lived here for 20 months in my house. She owes me $51,600 without paying a cent. I'll go to the courts. I say to them, this is ridiculous. She's doing this, she's lying to police.
Right. But if they give you a packet or instructions and you have to follow those instructions, they're not going to be able to hear anything that you're saying. So just talking to them with your mouth or in writing and not following the rules is not going to get you any closer to your remedy.
I understand, but what I'm saying is the rules are a little bit flexible in that you have to at least show them that you've served them. But what I'm saying is I have served her, but there was one section of it that looks like it was missing something that I don't know how that happened, but it was somehow missed in the packet. So all I'm saying is I'm going to try to write an affidavit of proof that I did send it, even though I didn't send that section of the affidavit of
Or
service.
just serve that section.
Again, now it's too late. That had to be done a long time ago. That's what the rules say. What I can do is write the affidavit and say backdate it from that day or something like that. Say that this was the day it was put in. I accidentally didn't put it was done, but I accidentally put it into the docket.
Can you show that you corrected it?
I'm gonna try. My
If you can't
best.
show that you corrected it, then it gets into asking the court permission to file or serve an out of time notice. It could be something so simple. Could be.
As long as the document says that it was served at the appropriate time, I can add it later to the docket saying it was, excluded accidentally. So that's what I'm going to be
But
working on.
even saying it was excluded accidentally, you'd probably still have to show that it was actually served.
Yes, I do. And that's what I'm going to figure out because it was part of a larger service. And anyway, okay, I get what you're saying. And, I'm just so tired of these courts being fixated on form and not having anything to do with substance when that's so against what justice is about. So it's a very frustrating situation. Anyway, I have a lot of stuff I could talk about, but I'll yield for now in case there's somebody else. But there's so many things I'm dealing with. So, thank you for that. I'll try to figure out exactly how to coordinate with the rules. But it just was, we talked about in the past. I don't know how you feel about it now, Malika, but we talked about how all courts are equitable potentially, right? And if I can call in equity into the
But you
court,
can't just not follow the rules and then
No,
try to get to equity, because equity is for when there is no at law remedy available to you. And that's not true just because you neglected or forgot to send some notice.
well, why do you say equity is only when there's no at-law remedy?
Because that's literally what equity is for.
My understanding is equity is justice and fairness, and it takes substance over form. It favors substance over form, and in that with that concept, the substance of what has happened is heavier weighed than the actual form in true equity. So I think I'm wondering, I'm bringing the idea up uh, opening the possibility of saying this court, you as a judge, have the right and ability to practice equitable justice. And the form exactly not this way, but here it is. Here's an affidavit saying the form was delivered. I forgot this part of it, but the whole package was delivered. And here's the proof. And even though I don't have that particular little form that says it, I am showing you now that it has been delivered, and let's focus on substance over form.
Just as long as you show that it has been delivered, you should be fine. And those words that you said are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the judge is going to do. Are you making the presumption that the judge is just going to be against you being able to serve that out of time notice?
Not sure. I just want to make sure because this has been going on a long time. And I
that
want to be proactive for anything potentially happening. Right?
I don't think a judge is gonna be like, wow, if you have a mandatory thing to do here, but because you've been suffering for so long, we're just gonna ignore that. That's not gonna happen. But if you can show, as you've said, that you fulfilled the purpose, then there's not you just say that to the court and move on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll try it. I'll see what happens. I'll let you know. Not till another 2 months.
You have to show the court she got it, even if it was out of time. And that is the reason why when Hassan brought up the idea and exercised, I should say, the principle in filing a motion for leave of court to file an out of time whatever. It's a very simple thing. Just do it. So that you don't have that as an excuse looming over your case.
So you're saying along with putting it on the record, file within a motion to allow this
Maybe you want to look up the court rules if that is appropriate.
Okay.
We had to do something similar for another friend-in-law last week where they went out of town for 2 funerals, okay, and missed a deadline by a couple of days to object to something. So when objecting, we just included the part about leave of court to file it out of time and gave the reason why it should be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that it is filed. It was only a few days off, and it was for the reason that this person was traveling out of town for 2 funerals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we don't have any like reason to believe that the judge is going to be like, well, F that. Well, of course, it is the judge's discretion, but we don't have any reason to believe that they would just maliciously not excuse, a bereavement for missing a few days because you were traveling. Okay, so you just do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, especially if it's just by a day or two, you you just fix whatever the issue is and just move on instead of like stressing out over it.
Right. And it is up to the discretion of the judge to accept it or not, because of the way that it was served is not exactly the way the form that they said it, but it was served, but it wasn't. So I have to write an affidavit or something. And so I'm going to have to, so you're suggesting I file a motion to leave to.
I'm suggesting you look at the rules for motion to leave in that venue to see if it would be practical. I would ask that if you have a state remedy or you have the jurisprudence gym. That's those type of questions that I would ask.
Okay, I do that too. Yeah, I thought I had it all right though, but okay. All righty. I will work on
Stay
that.
strong, Heidi. Don't let the fact that it's taking a while break your spirit.
Thank you. I'm definitely challenged by that right now, because it's not just this, it's 6 other cases. She has me in criminal court, and then I'm dealing with that whole thing with the shoplifting from the Feed the Fam. So there's a lot going on for me.
Make sure that you always ask for discovery, Heidi.
Yeah, I have the discovery on that.
Okay.
And they're saying
make sure that all of the discovery is being evaluated with the tools you have.
Yeah.
All right. Gratitude for sharing, Heidi.
Word.
Anyone else?
I don't see anyone else's hand up, to be honest with you, unless you guys forgot to raise it or you're just coming over from TikTok and you may want to say something. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Do we have any questions here on TikTok? Names came in. Welcome in, names. Equity. So
somebody's gonna name their child Equity.
In the just extending the conversation, so about that statement about equity, I'm glad that it was brought up because Heidi does ask a good question about equity and the fact that it is substance over form. And when I mentioned that equity only kicks in when there is no adequate at-law remedy. If you could file a motion for something, then do so. If, a motion for leave to amend, a motion for leave to file an out-of-time statement, those things consider fairness, even if it's at the discretion of a judge. The judge can't just abuse discretion. So, for example, if you can show that it was only a short delay, right, and that it didn't prejudice the other party, do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you can actually show those things, explain those things, show where there's nothing lost by giving you an extra 2 days, an extra 2 months, even. If you can show that the other party cannot be harmed if the court accepts your out of time, that, do y'all see that is equitable? Does everybody see that's equitable?
Yeah, they did that on my case. It was 4 months ago, and they filed this month. So, yeah,
And did they file a motion for leave
no, they
to
didn't.
file that out of time statement? No, they just put it on the record just to see if you were going to object.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what you have to do as well. You have to do the thing, because if the other party doesn't object, it's their job to object. If the court doesn't object, the other party doesn't object, especially if you show that it was not like an intentional delay, and as soon as you realize that it was an issue, you attended to it. Does that make sense, my people?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's equitable. If it didn't damage the other person, then you have a right to discuss that it's still substantially good. It doesn't matter.
But that's still a communication to the court, right? It's not something to necessarily just keep inside of your mind and in your heart, because again, as long as you sent it to her and you explain to the court in a notice that it was sent to her and the reason why there was a delay was whatever the reason is, and the fact that it doesn't prejudice the other party, and things like that, the judge or the court doesn't typically just abuse discretion just because they can. That's not
Sometimes,
typical.
sometimes folks don't know that even though they answer late, they may do it on an excursion of it still being a violation. And if you don't catch it, there's nothing equitable about that. You have to be mindful of what's going on with your case, according to what they're actually doing. Because of course we know they don't follow the rules, they don't follow procedures or anything. But once you know, and you have to address those issues. Don't let them get away with anything.
What do you mean? How can they make us follow the rules and procedures and they don't have to?
See, the thing is, Heidi, I'm gonna be completely honest and open with you. What you're experiencing, I think, is if you had one of those cases analyzed the way that we actually analyze them according to the governing framework, then you would have a full strategy and procedural map on how to even look at what's happening and what's going on, despite what somebody may say outside of the governing framework. You see what I'm saying? And that's just, to me, just from what I'm hearing, I think that's probably the only thing you're missing.
I believe I get what you're saying.
You're saying I'm only missing the procedural framework? Is that what you're saying?
Like you're missing having, okay, so like
you would
when,
already know the answer to this, is what he's saying.
right,
If
yes,
you evaluated your case using the tools you have, if you have them, in the
right,
way that we went over in precise prompting.
Okay,
It's more like I would say it's more like a structure. You follow the structure of what you're actually doing, and you can analyze a map to get where you're going.
yeah, it takes away all the all the anxiety and guesswork and feeling like you're floating and your feet's not on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have been able to really assist that sister in the 12th hour. However, we have a protocol based on precise prompting that we're able to get what we need, so that not only are we clear on what we need to, share with our friends-in-law and assisting that, they prepare for whatever they're doing as being a pro se litigant, but if they even have to brief counsel, they have that too, because everything that's given to them has zero opinion. It's zero opinion. It's straight no chaser governing framework. It's all based on.
Beverly says, I don't really know what a sovereign citizen is, and I don't know any. I bet you do. I bet you do. So don't always understand the reference. Okay, so let's help our friend-in-law Beverly, because it's important that people understand what the sovereign citizen means, that terminology means as it relates to law. So when it's the agents that are saying the term or using the term accusatory, it is to illustrate someone who is acting as if they believe that they are above the law, according to the agents, or excluded from the law, according to the agents, because of how they speak, saying things like they did some special process to remove themselves permanently and indefinitely from the jurisdiction that some people will call the law. That they were born in a certain capacity that keeps them from having to observe, let's say, the traffic laws or the any other type of law, right? The rules of court, the rules of evidence, so on and so forth. That they are a permanent excluded figure, typically because of where they were born or how they were born, or maybe where their parents had sex or had them, or some of their religious belief perhaps. So they will say things. How many of you guys saw that post that I made on TikTok with the guy showing his authenticated birth certificate? How many of you guys seen that?
I've seen it.
Put a 1 in the chat if you saw that video that I posted on TikTok and inside of a Lawful Living. Where did I put it? Did I put it inside a free game? I can't remember where I put it.
Yeah, I think it's in free game.
Okay, let's see. Okay, gratitude, guys. We're gonna pull it up to show an aspect. Ah, shucks, I'm in the back office. I'm not in the front. Take me to the front. Oh, man. Oh, how come I can't remember how to get to my own front? Okay, let's go. You know what? Let's do, look, free game, right? Let's go to the feed. And then we'll go over to free game. I'm going to show you guys on TikTok too. All right. So, for those who haven't seen it, I'm going to turn it around for you guys. And again, if anybody wants to check out our classes, this is the tab right here to click on. Flip, 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 flip. Did I get there yet? Okay, yeah, here it is. Can you guys on Zoom still see my screen? Can you guys on Zoom still see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes.
I see some people are laughing already. But make sure you guys listen up. And make sure my volume's all the way up. Because it's important that we understand what this means. What these red flags are. Okay, y'all see what it says in the on the video, right? This is what sovereign citizens think should happen when they show their birth certificate in court.
Mr. Smith, what is your response to the prosecutors? Have you seen the instrument I submitted onto the case on May 3rd? What instrument is that, Mr. Smith? My long form birth certificate. I have brought another copy of the birth certificate. Yes, I do. Not aware. Party predator treatment. All hail the sovereign. All hail the sovereign.
What do you guys think of that? Is it accurate? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, TikTok. Y'all tell me, Zoom. Y'all tell me, YouTube. Is this what people who consider themselves sovereign citizens expect to happen when they go to court?
Everyone's saying the sound was too low.
The sound is too low. I don't know how to make it louder for you guys. But if you're in the community, come and check out the video. Let me see. Oh, I could share it via broadcast. Let me see here. I could share to web. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Is it that you guys couldn't read the screen either? Let me share sound, see if that'll help. I'll play it one more time for y'all. All right, y'all ready?
Mr. Smith, what is your response to the prosecutor's claim? Have you seen the instrument I submitted onto the case on May 3rd? What instrument is that, Mr. Smith? My long-form birth certificate. I have brought another copy for your review. You have a birth certificate? Yes, I do. I was not aware. Give him the secured party creditor treatment! All hail the sovereign! All hail the sovereign!
Come on. Do y'all agree or disagree that this is what it seems to be explained?
Can you grab the scrubber and just scrub back a little bit? Grab the scrubber
The brain undirtying.
I'm just saying, just grab the scrubber of the video, like you're pulling it back, right there. Stop, right. Oh my God, that's the scene too. Oh, that's the funniest. That's the funniest part of the video. I'm like, yo, where his ponytail come from? What is it? Give him the secure party treatment, and that ponytail came out. I was like, why did that make me laugh so hard?
Do you want to know what's funny? Keisha was dying laughing at that same thing, and she's like, "I'm not even gonna fix it."
Hey, oh, for yo, that part was hilarious. When I first saw it, I kept playing it back on that part alone. I was like, they're
Well,
not. I know that's not why Malika posted this, but this part right here is funny.
So funny you would point that out too. I was like, there were so many bloopers making this, and some of them we considered leaving in, but we didn't want to detract from the message. So we're gonna do
Right.
more. We're gonna do more of these. Okay, we're gonna do one, for example, showing what people think happens when they deposit their birth certificate at the treasury, because people are doing this with their whole chest, with whole confidence. Okay, that they're funding some trust or accepting for value some multi-gazillion dollar trust. Anybody ever heard of this? This is part of that sovereign citizen idea that begins with the birth certificate.
Yeah, and the UCC form.
We're gonna do all of that. We're gonna do all of that. The UCC, the putting things in a trust. Somebody asked what they should go for Halloween, and I said they should go as a trust. They should put a bag over themselves, and it should say trust or irrevocable trust, and then it should have like your house with a mortgage sticking out, and your car with the car note balance sticking out, right? Sticking out of the bag of this irrevocable trust. Y'all
Don't
know what
forget
I'm
the
getting at.
children. Don't forget the children.
Yeah, gotta have the babies, right? Sticking out the sticking out the back. The other side, maybe a boat, right? Because it's scary that people are paying for trust packages. What's the largest amount you guys have seen people say they've paid for these trust packages that they think is going to prevent repossession, prevent or defeat a mortgage foreclosure, prevent or defeat CPS coming for their family?
I remember someone retaining you. It was the end of 2024 or somewhere in 2025, and they said there was about 30 grand of nothingness they got.
I got a top fan badge to Amir Law just for talking shit on his post.
You got top fan?
Top fan badge, because every time I get his advertisements, I talk shit.
Look.
What? That's funny. Number one fan is your number one hater. Let me stop. I'm joking.
That
That's
sound
what
like
that
the
guy. That's what somebody was trying to tell me today. W4 sandwich. Okay, Liv said somebody paid $1,500. That's pretty cheap, Liv.
It sound like going to a university and not getting a degree.
Oh, like the SPC University
Wow.
that doesn't give out degrees. And when Useless L was asked about whether his university gives out degrees, he totally lost it and steam started blowing out his ears. And I thought he was about to get a heart attack from busting one of his vessels. Okay, because he has a SPC University that does not give degrees. Okay, Hassan said 30,000. I don't think anybody could beat that. But was that for a trust, Hassan? Or was that just for other types of services? Ross says I paid 2,500 and the dude that helped me ended up in jail.
Gas alert.
Come on. Every time they talk about this trust stuff, does it involve doing something with your birth certificate, guys? Yes or no? Name said 5,500.
Not necessarily.
I know the good thing the only good thing I got out of doing the trust is I got it set up in a bank account.
It's
Money
nothing
that I ain't
that's
touched for 2
inherently
years.
wrong with a trust. Or even most of the processes that these folks talk about. It's when you try to apply it to do something it's not designed to do. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Newbies?
Word. It almost reminded
Yeah,
me
or
too. of our brother that I had a bit of a neurodivergent outburst on a couple of days ago on TikTok, but our brother that took the $5,500 class and resells it for 200.
Oh, you actually converse with that guy?
I thought that's who that was. I thought that was
I
bro.
mean, it could be. I don't
thought that was
personally know
bro.
who they are.
Oh, okay. No, I don't personally know who they are either, but I
Yeah,
thought
but
that was usually
I
on
don't know
TikTok.
like what their handle is or nothing.
Oh, I thought we all knew. Okay.
I
I thought
mean,
it was
I don't
zero.
know.
I thought it was zero, but okay.
Who?
I thought it was zero.
Is it?
I thought it was. I could be loud and wrong though.
I mean, I don't know who it is to say like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? It could be.
Well, if I'm
It's only
wrong,
Johnny
I'm
told
open
me
to correction.
about that person. Okay, but I didn't
Gotcha.
ask him to verify like if I already knew them or what their handle was so that I could know them or follow them.
I was loud and wrong. My bad. My bad, Zero. My bad. I was
Okay.
loud and wrong.
Okay. Hey Malika, have you ever heard of a form called a G63? It's a request for attorney admission information where you can get all
I
the
wouldn't know all the forms, especially if they're a state form. Is it a state form?
I believe it is in California, but
yeah,
this in California, it's a short route to get all the grievances on an attorney at once.
Ooh, I like those types. I
Yeah, this
like
sounds
those
spicy.
types. Yes, that
What
could
was that
be
form
very
called?
helpful.
It's a G63 request for attorney admission information, and you can
Let's
ask
look it up
for
right now.
the
Let's look.
certificate of
We
good
might need to make
standing.
it a post on lawful living.
Is it state specific and is it principled where it's universal?
It sounds like it's California, so
This
I'll
one,
put Cal
this one is for California, but there might be
G63.
one across the
It seems
board.
to come up right here.
Okay.
Cal G63. Let's see. Oh man. Let's put form in front of it. Okay, y'all see it right here on the screen? Anybody can put it in the chat here on TikTok. Cal form G63 says it is a request for attorney admission information used by the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California.
It's
So it seems
federal.
very specific.
And is it specific only to that court? Is that so?
That's
Is
what
that
it sounds
local?
like.
Yeah,
Sounds like specifically the Central District of California.
gotcha.
It says non-registered CM/EF ECF filers submit this form to request attorney certificates, such as a certificate of good standing or verification of admission.
I thought you were gonna say attorney's tears.
It could lead there.
There's
It could
also a
absolutely
box
lead
you can
to.
check to get the certificate, research for grievances, name of attorney, duplicate admission certificate. Also,
On the same form.
yes, ma'am.
So they have a PDF that it's linked to right here, if anybody wants to pull it up. And here's the good thing. Since you're right there on the internet already, you might be able to search for an equivalent in other parts of California or in other states if there is an equivalent. But trust and believe, guys, listen very carefully, that even if there's not a form, so for example, not every state has a tort claim form. Washington is a state that has a tort claim form. It's actually called Standard Form 210 here in Washington. But not every state has one. But it doesn't mean that if the principle exists in the statutes, that you cannot use something that you make from scratch to get the same thing done. Okay? Cal Form G63.
You could also use this form as an example of what to ask for in your state or area.
Absolutely. You can use the form if you have a Hassan programmed state remedy or agentic workflow agent. You can use it to draft for you what it would be in your equivalent state or jurisdiction. Okay? So we're actually here overtime now, guys. So we're gonna end it here. I appreciate each and every one of you being in the building. We've had 40 people over here keeping it down on Zoom. I can't see how many viewers we've had here on YouTube. Let me come back off. Let me stop the screen share. We have here on TikTok. Let's see. We've had, let's see how many people. Let's see how many people we've had pass through the room. Okay, my button is not working. But I just want to remind you guys again that if you take a screenshot and scan in your image files in your phone, or you use your other device and scan this QR code right here, it will take you to where you can learn about the different classes that we offer. It also will link you to, if you want the all access. And I know that it was probably hard to find for some of you who are on the website, and you might want to be taking a class, but you couldn't quite find it. I just wanted to make sure you guys had that. So when you go to the Lawful Living website and you click on enroll, it will take you exactly where this QR code also takes you if you're on TikTok. So until next time, guys, peace.
Peace. It's 9
Love.
of us on YouTube, just to let you know. It's 9 of us. It's growing.
Okay,
By
okay.
now, yeah.
Gratitude. So peace, love, and courage, my people. I will be back on TikTok
Peace.
later on, maybe, because we're also having dinner with our son. So
Yeah, I might go live.
if we get into a riveting conversation over there, I might not go live. But if any of you guys go live, like Hassan just mentioned, I will definitely jump on.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go live.
All right, guys.